Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we are going to talk about the Numenera WUBRG campaign, Season 1. And at this point, Blackout has gone to the Servant, and he has, um, and the Servant have said, hey, you're the Sunak's witness. And he's like, I don't know what that means. And they're like, well, you could witness it. So he puts his face in this bowl of luminous magical fluid, and he begins to remember, right? And it takes him all the way. So right now, he's in the Numenera Ninth Age, which is 1 billion years in the future. He goes all the way back, and he is experiencing his own life at the age of 17. So he's in high school. He's in Fairview High School, and it is the year 3600, and it is in the Milky Way of Earth, right? And he is on the moon of Io. He's on the Jupiter moon Io, which has been terraformed, and he lives on Fairview, which is this city that has been crafted by this billionaire to look like a 1980s city. So at this point, Blackout is in the future. He is a clever Jack who moves like a cat. We have now made a second character sheet, which is Wentworth, and he is a talented wide receiver who passes every test, right? Who even passes his test scholastically, right? So he's a smart wide receiver on the Fairview Bearcats American Gridiron football team, okay? So at this point, he's about to catch a pass, and he looks over the right, and he sees the first of the Sunak's invaders, which is a Jugger, okay? Now, Bearcat, all this is based on Bearcats, which is an amazing system-agnostic adventure, which gives you everything you need to run an alien invasion. So who are the aliens? So the Sunaks are the Skellies. Those are the actual aliens themselves. They put themselves into Juggers, which are medium-sized power armor, right? Which have an electrical cannon, power arms on them, a rip sword, and then and that's what he's witnessing right now is a Jugger. So this is a Skelly with an Atmo helmet on, because the Skellies cannot. The invaders, the Sunaks, right? The Skellies are the literally the invaders themselves, the actual, and they have a lot of technology, right? And so they're invading, but you need to think of them as aliens in power armor, right? That's the best way to think about it. And so they're attacking, right? So right now, just think of Friday night at your local high school, and at the gridiron football game, and an alien invasion occurs, and that's exactly where Wentworth is right now. So Blackout is experiencing his 17-year-old self. His name is Wentworth, and he's about to catch a pass, but he sees this alien invader, and he shouts, and he says, hey, everybody, there's something over there. And they all look, and they see this alien invader, right? So the alien invader comes in, fires the energy cannon, and begins to tear through the bleachers with the rip sword, right? And so people start dying immediately, right? And Wentworth stops in his tracks and comes up, and at this point, so he's seeing these people die, and then he's trying to get, and so he runs. Oh, and then he looks for Ellie's regulars. Now, Ellie's regulars are the military, the provided military garrison on this planet, right? And so there's just one soldier. He begins to run over there, and the Jugger actually targets the one military soldier that's there, and destroys them with the energy cannon, right? And then at this point, Benny, Wentworth's best friend, drives his his, well provisioned, well equipped, Wentworth's well provisioned, well equipped pickup truck directly onto the field and says, "Do you want to drive or do you want to get in the back?" Right? And he says, "I want to get in the back." Actually, he says he wants to drive. So he gets in, Benny gets in the back, and then, basically he realizes that this Jugger is just tearing through these unarmored humans, and he needs to decide what to do. So I say, "Okay, listen, what do you want to do?" He says, "I need to escape," right? Like, I don't really know what's happening. I don't have equipment to take these things down. I need to escape. And I said, "Okay." So you begin to drive away. Do you go right, and you could pick up Jessica, the cheerleader, and one of your friends from high school, Jerome, or do you go left and you see your mom and dad there, and you can pick up your mom and dad? He actually chooses to pick up his mom and dad, right? And Jessica and Jerome die immediately from the Jugger, which targets them and rips through them with the rip sword, right? He then drives away, and I love this part of the campaign. So I'm like, okay, where are you going to? So the reason why I highly recommend Bearcats is it is an adventure at the absolute perfect resonance. It is so good. So Fairview has there's a map of Fairview, and it has 20 different locations, right? And each one of those locations is described with 2 sentences. That's it. The map and the description, the map and the descriptions of the entire Fairview area fit on 2 pages, right? So, like, literally you can look on it in one spread. So he says, "I'm going to the Pine Bluffs." Now, the Pine Bluffs are this area where it's just trees, right? So he drives his pickup truck there, and on the way, he is able to rescue 4 townies and 4 students, okay? And so and then he reaches the Pine Bluff. He gets his mother and his father safe. He gets these 4 townies and these 4 students. In addition to that, he gets named students, okay? Alice is the studious girl who's the valedictorian of the school, who's I think she's in the hunt for valedictorian, right? Note taker, very studious, right? He also picks up Eric, who is another Bearcat, right? A tight end specifically, right? And then he also picks up Laura, okay? And Laura is kind of the strange loner in high school. She's very independent and, likes punk rock. And that's it. So at this point, we'll cut it off there. Thank you so much for letting me continue to share the Numenera WUBRG campaign with you, Season 1. Every single word you just heard is my humble opinion on using Numenera, a great Dungeons & Dragons competitor, to run a campaign. The important part is when I get to hear your humble opinion, when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a fetch millennium.